What's going on, everybody? It's September 11th in the year of our Lord, 2025. We remember the fallen on this day and the victims' families of the 9/11 terrorist attack. Overshadowing that horrible attack on our nation right now are a couple other horrifying, horrible stories that are signaling the end of honor, the end of strength, the end of freedom, the end of safety on public transportation, the end of trust and various political adversaries, trust that they won't attempt to slaughter you. But this is not a political thing, is it? Feels like it is, and to the higher powers it might be. But I think to you and me, it's a people thing. It's a freedom thing. And anybody who is supporting the death of Ukrainian refugee Iryna Zarutska or Charlie Kirk, for whatever reason, anybody supporting the deaths of those people, and there are thousands, by the looks of it, maybe even millions of people who are, you're sick. You are a disgusting, vile human being, and you're sick, and you are compromised by the forces of whatever evil you believe in. And if you don't believe in evil, that should also just be your smoking gun for how evil you really are. So, but I know that most of the people watching this probably aren't supporters of massacres and the destruction of free speech and assassinations and black on white crime and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys aren't like that, right? So I'm going to go through some of these stories. We're just going to talk about it. New footage shows the heartbreaking final moments of Ukrainian refugee Iryna Zarutska. She bled out on a packed North Carolina train, and that footage is extremely traumatic. I haven't been able to get it out of my head for the past few days because of the sheer sadness of it. She did not die right away, so we got to watch that. She put her hands over her face and cried as blood from the attacker's knife dripped on the floor all around her. Didn't seem like she even knew she was bleeding. And about 15 seconds later, she fell to the floor. After the attack, surveillance video plays audio of the black man who massacred her saying, "Got that white girl." It's not clear whether it is alleged killer DeCarlos Brown Jr. making the comments, allegedly, but we all know it is. The sickening attack unfolded August 22nd, soon after Zarutska, who was 23 at the time, boarded a South End light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina, and sat in front of Brown. Just sat in front of him, guys. Now, at a press conference on Tuesday, officials said that the stabbing unfolded just 4 minutes after Zarutska sat down, and noted that she was stabbed a total of 3 times in her neck and hands with a pocket knife. Footage showed blood being trailed through the train moments later, with a man in a gray hoodie standing up and following Brown, but not to apprehend him or do anything manly, because there were no men on this train. You can look at the pictures and you can see all of these strong men who should be on this train, but all weak pussies, actually. No strong men on this train, just cowards, pussies, weak people who don't stand up for righteousness, people who don't care about innocence, people who don't care about defending those who can't defend themselves, and people who don't care about anything except clout on the internet. Those are the people who are on the train. Those are the cowards and the evil people, because by doing nothing, you contribute, who are on this train with Iryna Zarutska. So, fantastic. Great job. You guys can look at the video and you can go ahead and make your own judgments about how this could have been handled. This is ridiculous. The fact that I now have to be concerned about my people sitting on a train because some deranged animal is just going to come up from behind and unprovoked assassinate anybody he feels like it. That's really what we've decided is okay? Where are all the people who are supposed to prevent this from happening? Where are all the tax dollars going, if not to justice and preserving the peace and safety of public peoples and transportations and areas? Where are the people in charge actually focusing their endeavors of safety and safeguarding the innocent? Are there any? Because it's sure starting to feel like no. Charlie Kirk shot and killed at Utah event. Manhunt for shooter still ongoing. Conservative activist and Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk died Wednesday after he was shot at an event at Utah Valley University. He was speaking to a large crowd at an outdoor Prove Me Wrong debate where he invites students to challenge his political and cultural views. Big no-no. Don't challenge my views. Don't challenge my political and cultural views. Trans people everywhere are fucking rioting. Authorities posted images Thursday of a person of interest and asked the public for help in identifying the individual. And Utah Public Safety Commissioner said law enforcement has good video footage of the suspect, but I highly doubt it because he hasn't been identified or caught. So how good is it, law enforcement? Considering you allowed this to happen in the first place, and there was not a single ambulance, there was not a single police car, there was not a single competent bodyguard or security officer anywhere near Charlie Kirk. And you can go ahead and you can say, oh, well, he had his security team. Yeah, where the hell were they, guys? Like, I'm just going to be honest with you here. You are a dude who talks like this and has views like this, and no matter if you're on his team or not, you sit on a table and you just, in front of everybody with your white shirt on, no protection for yourself whatsoever, no bulletproof glass, no bulletproof vest, no bodies in front of you, nothing. And we can learn something about that, about faith. Charlie Kirk did have faith, and he probably assumed that this could never happen in the USA. Or he knew it could, but like Stonewall Jackson in the Civil War.
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up, Virginia! Stand up, you man! Stand up, you great man! We're gonna challenge them! We're gonna drive them to Washington! Stand up, Virginia! Press the gate! Reserve your fire! Till they come within 50 yards! Take fire! And give them the bayonet! And when you charge, yell at furious!
He trusted in the Lord to guide his life. And if that meant death, so be it.
General Stewart, if I had my way, we would show no quarter to the enemy. No more than the Redskins showed your troopers. The black flag, sir. If the North triumphs, it is not alone the destruction of our property. It is the prelude to anarchy, infidelity, the ultimate loss of free and responsible government on this continent. It is the triumph of commerce, the banks, factories. We should meet the federal invader on the outer verge of just and right defense and raise at once the black flag. No quarter to the violators of our homes and firesides. Our political leadership in Richmond is too timid to face the reality of this coming war. They should look to the Bible. It is full of such wars. Only the black flag will bring the North quickly to its senses, rapidly in the war.
Iryna Zarutska had Black Lives Matter propaganda posted all over her room, and allegedly pictures of George Floyd, which is just weird. But did she deserve to be shanked by one of her allies? Did being so sympathetic and allied to the false cause really save Iryna's life or do much for her cause? No. As a matter of fact, that's why you see people on Wikipedia trying to take down the story about her murder. That's why you look on GoFundMe and you see people who are already donating to the murderer, the savage animal that killed her. Because that's not a man, that's not a human being, that's an animal. Because that's how the thoughts need to start forming. These people are against you. These people want to harm you. These people want your women raped. These people want your children without their genitals. These people want you fully licking the toes of the assassins. Whoever wields the power of death, you will bow to. And right now, it's very difficult to tell who the hell that is, right? Because one wants to say that these are just party wars, party battles, little attacks because of political differences and stuff like that. That can almost feel real. But the concept that all of this is a setup is horrifying. The concept that all of this could possibly actually be something that is made to trigger a party and a race war, coincidentally at the same time, on September 11th. These things coming together the way that they are should make you question everything. It should make you step back from the free water. It should make you look and see what possible truths are out there besides the ones that they're saying on the news. Do we have a martyr, a bastion of free speech, who was sacrificed? Or do we have a martyr, a bastion of free speech, again, who I'm not politically aligning with or anything, but yes, I do stand for free speech. As we all should. We all want to be able to speak our minds without the fear of being murdered, gunned down. We all want to be able to just be ourselves without being shanked. Like, I don't think this is some sort of hard to grasp concept, guys. We all want this. And yet today, these freedoms are under attack. Today, this safety is under attack. You know, a lot of people have been messaging me being like, wow, the focus of the podcast has changed so much. I don't think I like it anymore. And quite frankly, good. I don't like it anymore either. Because we talk about stuff where all we do is focus on things that little fairy tale animals that may or may not be running around in the jungle. We don't know because we've never seen them, or if we have, nobody else has. And we're talking about all of these things, and I'm not saying there's not a space for that, and there is. Obviously, I contributed hundreds of episodes to the space, but what I'm really saying here is sometimes other things matter more. And right now, if we're so focused on trying to make visible the invisible in the woods and in the lakes and in the mountainous and foreign regions, but we're not focusing on the bloody slaughter that is taking place on American streets, we are failing our people, we are failing our country, and we're failing our God. You know, the Bible says not to focus on the matters of fallen angels and demons too much. It's not good for us. And right now, also what's not good for us is being outside. It's dangerous. And we need to change that. How do we change that? You change that by being strong. Men, wake up, dude. Be a man. Go outside, run, do something, shoot a gun, do anything. Practice what you preach. If you're posting stuff on your Instagram all the time, but you never do anything to help anybody, you never go anywhere, you never actually speak up in moments where it could matter, you only just emotionally throw your garbage up on the internet, who are you helping? Nobody. So how do we help? Because that's a very hard question to answer. And I'm experiencing the same thing. All I know is that there's just no possible way that I could focus on the Loch Ness Monster at a time like this. If Bigfoot is just an army of Nephilim sluts, then I'm gonna have to shelf that for a little while to focus on the innocent people who are being gunned down and gutted in the streets. And you should too. I've got no respect for any people who turn their eyes away from the matters of their country, their God, or people who are dying, who need help. But I don't know what to do. You know, just like you, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm now offering drone protection to people like Charlie. I'll put my swarm up in the air for you. We will make sure this doesn't happen again. Because there are people out here who are trained to help people who are not. And I think it's time that all of us veterans, all of us ex-EMTs or ex-this or that and the other thing, drone operators, tacticians, child protective services, all these people who may be able to assist and are no longer in their professional roles, we gotta offer help to our people. We gotta offer help to our country. Just like in World War II, when the whole country came together to end the war, to manufacture tanks and weapons and turn boys into men, into soldiers. And the women showed up at the factories, and the children went with them, dang it. And we got it done. Where is that America? Is it gone? And where is a government that could unite us? This makes it feel very much like this is intentional, because every single election, every new president, it's the same way over and over and over. But now, finally, they're starting to kill us. In public, on TV, broadcasted, live. Now they're starting to kill us. Now they're shooting us in the neck. Now they're stabbing us in the chest. Who cares? It's not my family. Not my city. It's your problem. In 5 to 10 years, we're all going to be scared to walk around outside. And I'm not saying that it's going to wait 5 to 10 years to get bad. Leading up to that point, that's when you're going to see all the anarchy building. I'm talking about the ultimate point where you will not be able to go outside without considerable risk of damage to you or your family. I'm talking about if you are a certain color, if you have a certain belief, if you are of a certain type of person, if you are of a certain type of American, you will experience risk going out into the daylight. This is prophesied, at least for Christians. But the fact remains that everybody is in danger here. We gotta wake up, people. And I don't really know how to help. And because of this, I have stopped a lot of my work on the podcast, and I have focused on other things because something is wrong. There's a poison. There's a snake in our grass. There is something going on, and I just simply can't ignore it. What we're seeing is the death of freedom. Charlie was no doubt assassinated by a highly trained individual. I don't care what they come out with. I saw what happened, guys. Gunshot wounds, pretty prominent thing in my life. This man was assassinated by a trained assassin with a high-powered rifle from great distance. Distance that an untrained person would not be able to have fired that accurately. And I have one of the same caliber rifles right now, sitting behind me. Several of them. These guns, these are not entry-level guns. That was not an entry-level kill. And we need to think about that. And we need to think about who is behind us at any given point. Keep your head on a swivel. Please stay alive, because we need you. We need people who are willing to stand up for righteousness, for the innocent, for the victims, for the people who can't defend themselves, for the people who may be in danger without even knowing that they're in danger. We need to remember that Christ does not preach to stand and allow yourselves to be genocided. This is a new Christian idea where we have been manipulated into believing that any sort of conflict or disagreement is against Christ. And this is wrong.